Melanoma is Australia's national cancer. We have the highest incidence of anywhere in the world.
Every 30 minutes, an Australian is diagnosed with melanoma. Every 6 hours, an Australian dies of melanoma. And it's the most common cancer in Australians aged 20 to 39. It disproportionately impacts our young people.
10 years ago, I was diagnosed with melanoma, which Christy, my wife, found. The initial melanoma was removed. About 12 months later, we noticed that there was another lump under my arm, and the melanoma was re-diagnosed. At that point, we were then referred to Georgina within the Melanoma Institute, and I was put on a trial for the first of the combined immunotherapy drugs that they were going to trial in Australia. I was patient 001.
15 years ago, if you had advanced melanoma, most patients were dead within 5 years. Survival was less than 5%. In fact, most patients had died within 1 year, 75% of them. But through incredible discoveries that have made in melanoma, clinical trials that Georgina has led, we've reduced the lethality of advanced stage melanoma, and now survival is more than 50% at 5 years.
Our goal is now to cure the other 50%, and in doing so, hopefully help other cancers as well.
Being 8 months pregnant when Adam was first diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma was a really emotional time. But what we did have was a lot of hope, and that came from Georgina, and we held on to that the whole way through.
The research programs and clinical trials that Richard and Georgina have led over the last decade has been in very large part the basis for the advances we have seen in the treatment of melanoma patients globally.
The work that they've been doing in terms of immunotherapy has not only helped patients with advanced melanoma, but also across different cancers. And I think might change the paradigm, how we treat those patients, which will have a huge impact in their survival.
We've taken everything, every bit of knowledge from melanoma, and we've thrown it at Richard's tumour.
On a global level, Richard's treatment is the first in the world. The research and the early results being generated are revolutionary, and it certainly opens up a lot of opportunities within the field to produce more evidence and further discoveries for a cure.
The global cancer community needs to be brave, and it needs to be bold. We had an obligation to try something groundbreaking. The data that's generated is going to be critical for the future for the field.
When I finally got the all clear, I felt over the moon. I felt like the rest of our life was now able to start, really. Georgina told us that if it had been a few years ago, then she probably would have been telling us to go get my will prepared. These immunotherapy drugs had come so far, and ultimately they've saved my life.